Yo! What's good, guys? It's your boy Jay Diggy back with another One Piece video. So, I know I've been doing my Enga Wanga videos for a while, and I was going to talk about every single character here or there, but I kind of decided to just change up the topics and just do One Piece videos of things that just come to mind now, because I feel like I could have done like Killer Enga Wano and Jinbei Enga Wano, but I'm like, no, there's something else I want to discuss. Now, for the topic of this video, hopefully I'll come up with a better title for this video eventually. We'll be discussing the Kid Pirates. Now, what about the Kid Pirates? The Kid Pirates in terms of how they compare with the Straw Hat Pirates in terms of character and capabilities, and how much they are lacking, because that is the perfect way to describe it. How much they are lacking. Oh god, I better come up with a better title for this YouTube video. Honestly, I have no idea. I feel like the title would be too long. Oh, I forgot eventually. Now, before this video begins, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, and my other YouTube channel, my live reaction channel, JD160. I post my live reactions to One Piece chapters on that channel, so definitely do check it out. And also, I stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely check it out. Now, without further ado, let us begin. Now, the Kid Pirates themselves, as I stated before, they don't have much character to them compared to the Straw Hat Pirates. To be fair, the Straw Hat Pirates pretty much had the entire story of One Piece, while the Kid Pirates pretty much had like barely much. Now let's actually start this entire thing off with the comparison of Luffy and Kid. Now, Luffy, here's the main character's story, so obviously he is fully developed. I don't think I need to say anything there. But Kid has a lot of work. And what I mean by a lot of work is that yes, we did get some character in terms of how he cares about his crew, even though he is ruthless, and his relationship with Killer, and sometimes how he reacts and acts accordingly. Now that was great, and also the fact that he doesn't trust alliances anymore, which is again fantastic. But the big problem is that we don't have enough to say that Kid is a fully fledged three-dimensional character as we can with Luffy. And really, we could get that in the Wano arc, but there have been some moments that should have been there that could definitely help them out. Because one of the things is that after Kid leaves with Killer and decides to save the crew, his crew, the next time we see him, he's already there with his crew saved. Like, what? What happened to that entire journey? That entire journey could have been at least a couple of chapters, and we could have got a lot of development with Kid, his role as the captain, and along with his crew's character as well, which is shocking. I think they should have definitely explored that. Granted, Oda could still come back here for the flashback, but still, that's something that needs to be stated. Now, another thing I do want to talk about is notoriety. Now, Luffy got a lot of notoriety thanks to the Karakuri fight. Kid does not. Like, here's the thing. I always thought Luffy and Kid was at the same tier, the same level, until Luffy unleashed Gear 4. The moment Luffy unleashed Gear 4, I definitely say that Luffy is stronger than Kid. But in terms of notoriety, they're still pretty similar. Maybe Luffy's a little bit up, but it's still reachable. Now, after the Karakuri situation, Kid's notoriety just compare Luffy's. It's like the ocean and sky. It's ridiculously far, and I feel like one of the things that they could have done to fix it is just talked about some things that Kid has done off screen or whatever, even off screen if Oda doesn't feel like doing it, just to show that he had some crazy stuff. Especially when Oda was saying that Kid is supposed to be very important to the story, we gotta see more of that stuff. Now, in terms of parallels, I already talked about this in my previous Luffy Enga Wano and Kid Enga Wano video, but long story short, Kid has to rise up and get to Luffy's tier by the Enga Wano. It must happen. If they're supposed to be rivals, I expect Kid to be Pirate King level by the end of the story. That shit better happen. I better see that shit. Now let's move on to the next comparison, which is Zoro and Killer. Now Zoro and Killer, again, they're right hands. Zoro had the entire story to show his character. Killer barely had anything. At least he has a presence where he's like differentiated and we see what he can do. And like we saw like a nice interesting banter between all four of them with where Killer was telling them to like cover their ears to stop Apu's attack. And even the whole situation when Killer was force-fed smart devil fruits, and the only reason he did that was so he could save his captain. That was very nice. Now here is something I think they could have done to elaborate on that. Like I think they should have had it where it should have been a crazy situation where Killer had no choice but to go to it. Because we only got like a small panel where she says, eat this and you will save your captain. And one of the things I want to compare is when Zoro sacrificed himself to save Luffy during the whole Kuma situation. Now, obviously, it doesn't need to be the exact same situation, but the theme should be the same, where Killer should sacrifice himself to save his captain, which he did, but the emotional impact, in my opinion, of course, wasn't there, and that's something they should have developed. Now, another big thing is that Killer needs a lot of character. It's without question is needed. I already said a lot of things I think Killer should have, but we need more. And for the power level situation, I didn't make a Killer and Wanga video. I might not do it depending on the situation, but Killer needs to be at the same tier as Zoro by the end of Wanga. It has to happen. Because if they're supposed to be quote-unquote pirate rivals, they need to be on the same tier. Now let's move on to the next comparison again with Sanji and Heat. Now, Sanji, again, we had the entire story to develop his character. We don't need to talk about him. Let's talk about Heat. Heat has nothing. Absolutely goddamn nothing to his entire character, or I think fighting capability either. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't quite remember. And again, I'm also assuming that he is the third strongest. But the main point I want to say is that we need more of his character. Like, to the point that I can't even predict what his character will be. That's how crazy he is. Like, at least Killer has a presence, but he does not. And I was thinking, one of the things they could have done, actually I should probably go back to the Zoro and Killer thing because I completely forgot about that. But going back to the Zoro and Killer situation, one of the things to definitely help Killer and Zoro is to improve their chemistry together. So, Luffy and Kid during the Uran prison, we saw their chemistry and the rivalry together and how they interacted with each other in that Uran prison. And that was great. And I think we should get that with Zoro and Killer as well. And one of the great things that could happen is not only will they interact, but also I think if Zoro doesn't reach the level he needs to be to fight King 1-on-1, it's gotta be Zoro and Killer versus King. And this is for two reasons. Number one, power levels, obviously. Number two, Killer and Zoro's chemistry will improve and show that they worked together before and have some kind of special quote-unquote bond with each other. And it doesn't need to be like they're friends or anything, but like close enough for like they respect each other. Like I don't know exactly how to describe it, but something along the lines of that. Now Sanji and Heat, again, similar situation, except they should work together to fight Queen. And again, the same thing. He should have built some chemistry with Sanji. Who knows? They could have things in common or things different. Like, we don't really know. And the hardest part with this is that he doesn't have any character. Now, the last comparison, assuming that Jinbei is the fourth, which he probably is, the fourth strongest pirate of the crew, Jinbei and Wire. Jinbei has a lot of character already. Wire has none. Actually, he is probably even worse than Wire. But again, the same argument applies with Wire. We have nothing. We have absolutely nothing. And maybe they could team up together to fight Jack, or at least clash with Jack. We don't really know. But we need to see something along the lines of that. Because I think that is necessary in terms of developing Law's character. Now that I talk about these four, because we don't care about the other crewmates for this video, just going to bring in the Law Pirates, right? The Heart Pirates for a moment. Law is a very deep character because he was with Luffy for like what, 3-4 arcs, give or take, and that developed his entire character. Great, but his crew has nothing. Absolutely goddamn nothing in terms of character. And I think shouts to MD King because he brought this up. Law is pretty much carrying his crew from the looks of things. And that's insane. That is absolutely insane. Again, we need more character from the Law Pirates. Hell, they even made a literal joke on that in Zoe in the anime where Law goes like, oh, let me introduce you to the crew. And then they're about to get ready. And then Law goes like, moving on. And it was like, wait, they're not that important? Really? Are we serious? Find the Law Pirates or something, and find the other supernovas. The captains are important, but we only care about the right hands or any of those crews. Fine. But the Kick Pirates are special. They are very special, and they need to be developed. Now, how they can develop it? They need to take a Hunter x Hunter approach. And what I mean by this is that, spoilers for those who haven't read Hunter x Hunter or watch Hunter x Hunter, Gon, even though he's the main character, the author makes sure that he goes to different parts of the story and focuses on other characters where the main character doesn't exist. Because in One Piece, almost every single time Luffy is involved in the main story. However, in Hunter x Hunter, Gon isn't involved in the main story all that much. Sure, he has a big part, but there are definite parts, especially in the manga right now, there are definite parts where Gon isn't the focus, and it helps out other characters that way. One of the biggest examples is the whole Kurapika situation with the spiders. That was phenomenal to develop Kurapika's character. And I think they need to take the same approach with the Kick Pirates. Because think about it like this. The Kick Pirates, in terms of story, what do they have? The Wano arc, something to do with the Red Hair Shanks, and then the last arc, which is the final war and whatnot. Really? That's all they have in terms of character. And Oga already says he wants to end the story soon. So like, they need to chop. And what's the best way I think they can do it? Oga needs to have another arc, but the Straw Hats aren't involved at all. Just another arc, just focus on the Kick Pirates. And that's what they need to do. Just an arc on the Kick Pirates, doing their adventures, doing whatever the hell they want to do, making sure it affects the whole world and making sure they're very notorious for that situation as well. That's what they need to do, because it will fix all the problems. It will develop Kid, Killer, T1, the entire crew, make them all develop to the point where, okay, at least we care about each of them, right? They don't need to be as developed as the Straw Hat Pirates. No, I'm not saying that, but they need to be developed enough where you truly care about them. So for example, Law is a perfect example where you truly care about him. That is exactly what we need with the Kick Pirates, and the best way to do that is to create its own arc. Alright everyone, so that will be the end of the video, and those are my thoughts for where I want the Kick Pirates to be, how I want them to develop and grow in terms of characters, and why they're underdeveloped compared to the Straw Hats. Now be sure to comment down below what you guys think the Kick Pirates can do to improve in terms of character. Give this video a like, it really helps me out. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon notification for future content. And stay breezy guys, stay breezy.